Sports Connection, sponsored by Sterling Chiropractic.
Welcome into another episode of Sports Connection. We have a great show for you all this Sunday. A lot of different aspects we got going on. We got some high school sports, high school baseball, as well as some women's golf, and we'll be really excited to talk with Katie Craig later in today's show, as well as our head coach Adam Gary. But also really big accomplishment that just happened a couple days ago. We're not going to mention his name just yet because we're going to go ahead and play it one more time for everybody to see.
You know what time it is? J-E-T-S. The Carolina Panthers have traded the 65th pick to the New York Jets. With the 65th pick in the 2024 draft, the New York Jets select Malachi Corley, wide receiver out of Western Kentucky. Let's go, Jets!
What a great accomplishment there for wide receiver Malachi Corley, taken as the first pick in the third round of this year's NFL draft.
Yeah, you know, I thought it was super cool. I was predicting late second, early third, so I was pretty lucky.
That's kind of where we were, kind of right on the money. I know that the Jets were trying to trade up, but it just kind of didn't fall where they necessarily wanted it to, because the other teams they were trying to trade with didn't want those later picks. Understandable. So they did settle for him at the very beginning of the third round. But
well, you know, Aaron Rodgers, Aaron, we like to call him on the show. Aaron Rodgers really loved a Kentucky Wildcat named Randall Cobb, and I feel like Malachi will come in and immediately plug into that position and be his go-to guy in the slot or wherever they've got him. But yeah, he's going to be a lot like that. But look what a beast! I mean, this guy is incredible, and I thought it was really cool that he stayed at home there in Campbellsville and had bouncy houses for all the kids, and he did it that way. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, it was definitely cool to see that he, stayed home, surrounded by friends and family. He was also live during it on Instagram, so that was kind of
that's cool.
That was kind of cool to see. But kind of going back to that, I grew up a Randall Cobb fan, so I know exactly who that is. That little Green Bay connection there.
Yes.
But now, obviously, Aaron Rodgers leading the Jets. I did see an interview as well that Malachi did with someone right after he was drafted. And one of the first things that was asked was just obviously being a receiver under the lead of Aaron Rodgers. And he goes, oh, well, I just got off the phone with them. Like, that's such a flex. That is such a flex just to say, oh, I just got drafted. Oh, I just got off the phone with Aaron Rodgers.
Well, first of all, let's hope that Aaron Rodgers is at least in after the first series this year. And then
hopefully
let's keep him out of that tent that he likes to go into and whatever he does in there. I don't know.
Well, also as well, too, as soon as it was either right before or as soon as Malachi was drafted, Aaron Rodgers sent out a tweet. I don't know if you remember what the tweet said, but it was a dot, the eyeball emoji, and a hashtag. Not exactly sure what that means, but it has something to do with Malachi. But that's pretty cool too.
I'd say it means he likes what he sees.
He definitely likes what he sees. Head coach said that as well. But really proud of Malachi, obviously being drafted to the Jets. He is now the second highest draft pick out of Western Kentucky as well, right underneath Forrest Lamp, who was taken in the second round.
That is for Western. That's really cool to see somebody go that early. I mean, and we thought we were definitely going to get it, but what a crazy first round!
It was a crazy first round.
Nuts, man. What else we got?
Well, we're also got some Western baseball and softball as well. They were on the road this weekend. For baseball, they took a pretty gnarly loss, 16-9 in that first game, but they came back in the second to win 4-3 in that second game win. That was their 30th win on the season for the Hilltoppers and head coach Mark Reardon. Then today for game 3, they took the win 7-4. So now they have 31 wins on the season, 14 losses. They have the week off, but then they head for a non-conference 3-game series at UNC Asheville next weekend. So that'll be pretty interesting.
You cover these teams a lot closer than I do. I get to do it from afar, but there's just something about this team. I mean, there's just some kind of energy about this team, and I think there's some really big things coming down the pipe.
Well, even this series, I mean, we saw a couple of different guys kind of mixed in within the lineup, and they really stood out in this series as well. So it seems like he can throw some new guys in there, and they're able to perform at a high level.
Go Tops.
And then, of course, we have Western softball. They were on the road at Jack State. Took a pretty brutal loss, 9-1 in 6 innings in that first game. Then lost 3-2 in the second game. So they did fall in the series, but they came back today and took a 4-0 win in 11 innings, all 4 of those coming in the top of the 11th to win that one. They will be back at home next weekend for their final 3-game series, conference series of the regular season against UTEP. So we will have all of that coverage next week, but stay tuned with us here on Sports Connection. We have plenty more after the break.